Hello and welcome back to NIMBY Rails. It's Joe here, and today we are, well, look, it's different, it's expanded. That's brilliant news. Let's get the old time a little bit quicker so you can see what I've built. First thing you'll notice, we have trains running. There we go, look. There's a couple of things sat at Piccadilly. That one, is that going to the airport? Yes. And then we've got a new route as well, which is... Oh, yeah, since we last spoke, I also put in Longsight Depot. Or did I do that last time? No, I think I mentioned it, but I didn't actually put it in. And then I've extended the line down to Levenshulme, Heaton Chapel, Stockport, Cheadlehume, Handforth, and Wilmslow. So that's all very exciting. I put those trains on just to make us a bit of money. It is kind of, I'm very aware of the fact that every month we need to pay 18.871 million of our loan back. That is a bit of a worry. That's not what you wanted to do. I am still getting used to this, so please do bear with me. And of course, if we go into accounting here, you will see that we are actually losing money. Now the reason for that is I had to make an intervention, which basically means you send, if a train gets stuck, you send it back to the depot. You essentially just vaporise that train so that all the others can start moving again. I say I had to do that. I didn't have to do that. I did it by mistake. I wanted to sell a train and accidentally clicked that. So that has set us back £500,000. Which, given that we're not losing more than £500,000, means that we are making some sort of profit. Compensation £2,500. But fares £138,753. So we are this little network that we've got going is making money, which is it's what we want to hear. These two trains are running frightfully close to each other. Sadly, signalling is not a thing. I don't know why he's not going quicker, to be honest with you. 74, and the other chap is now stopped. I don't believe they crash into each other, which is always a good thing. But yeah, so that's all well and good. Now, what are we going to be doing today? Well, I thought I thought a lot of things, to be honest with you. We're going to load this load the game back in. There we go. I thought that we could perhaps add some mods in. Now, I don't know how to do that, and I should potentially have done that before I start. Oh, here we go. Right, mods, built-in trains. I want more. Maybe we can't use mods when you've started the game. That would be a shame if that was the case. But in preparation for, today there's a new mod that's come out. It's the Metrolink. So at some point we are going to be making the Metrolink around Manchester. It's also going to improve your catchment area, which is fantastic. But I think today what we're going to be doing is going a bit TransPennine. Because everyone loves a bit of TransPennine. So I thought with our 700 million squillion pounds, well, dollars as it appears to be, we can venture over to Huddersfield. That's exciting, isn't it? Well, I don't see a reason why we can't venture over to Huddersfield. It's within the realms of possibility. I mean, this lot sets about 300 grand, so I reckon we can get across there for 700. It's a challenge, but you know. So yeah, let's get working on that. Now, Junctions, I've still not really figured out Junctions, to be honest with you. We'll go there, and yeah, we'll create some new track. No, this is new track. There we go. Build it round. Now, Ardwick Depot, of course, is here. We will introduce that at some point. I've realised that in doing so, I have actually missed off Ardwick Station. Never mind. We'll pop it in now. I reckon 80 metres should suffice, or maybe we'll go 90. Yeah, 90 will do. It doesn't need to be particularly long. I don't imagine we're going to have a particularly frequent service. What on earth's happened there? Right, this is all going wrong. Pop Ardwick in. 90 metres. There we go. Splendid. And let's get our junction in about there. Brilliant. Curve round. Bit of new track. It does kind of feel a bit of a shame that you can only use straight stations. I would be wanting some curved stations, to be perfectly honest with you. I don't know if that's something that is going to come in the not too distant future. I'm hoping it is, to be perfectly honest with you. I mean, who's not going to love a cheeky little bit of, you know, a bit of curved stations? So Ashbury Station is, where's that? That's about there, isn't it? They're not too far apart. So let's pop you in there. I don't like where that is, but luckily we can move it. So yeah, we'll just grab the move tool. What I have kind of experimented with, I have experimented with express and stopping trains. Now, I still don't really know how you do the timetable, to be perfectly honest with you. I mean, I know how to set times to trains. What have we got here? That's about Gorton, isn't it, there? 90 metres should suffice. That's Gorton. So we're getting a good catchment area. And then moving further down, we've got Fairfield. That's about there, isn't it? Where's the... Oh no, Fairfield's further up. Is it? Is it further up? No, it's here. I mean, this is only just a rough estimate. If it's not completely in the correct place, it's fine. I mean, the bubbles are all lining up, which is all brilliant. And then, of course, we need to move down, further down the line. We're following this line here. This is kind of where the line is. You can just see it's where they've taken it out of the map. Yeah, so we'll pop you in there. Bit of Guide Bridge action. That can be 100 metres, because Guide Bridge is, you know, a place. It's quite a big place as well, isn't it? So Staley Bridge here, the station's about here. Staley Bridge will have to be a longer platform. We'll go with 150 metres. I'm thinking a 6-car 185 is 144 metres, and Staley Bridge can accommodate both. Now, we don't have 185s, obviously, in this game, but it doesn't mean to say that one day we won't. So we need to, obviously, accommodate that. Now, working our way up here, we need to go up to Mossley, because that is the next stop on the TransPennine route. Where are we now? We're about... I reckon it's about here. Mossley Station. I think you might just be right there. Jolly good. Right, 100 metres. Jolly good, so that's Mossley. And working our way up, where do we go? So the line comes up here to Greenfield Station, which is about here. You can see the railway bridge just in there. Well, we've just built over it, so you can't. Heading over the Pennines, we've got Marsden, so you come, where's the, oh, there's the visitor centre, so we come out here, there's the road here, that's down to the station, so we'll lob Marsden in there. Very nice. And then, of course, Slowett is up here. Spelt Slaithwaite, I know, if you're not familiar with the area, you'll be, why is he calling it Slowett? But I promise you, it is pronounced Slowett. And I've got my map open here on the iTelephone, and I am actually in the complete wrong place. So please do just bear with me. So Slowett Station's about here, roughly. That's about right, isn't it? Yeah, that'll do. About 100 metres as well. Splendid. Oh, and it has actually called it Slowett, which is all good. Now, down into Huddersfield Station, you can see this big section of Huddersfield that's just been blanked off. We'll pop that in there. Again, 150 metres should suffice, to be perfectly honest with you. I can't see why it wouldn't. But you can always play about with the stations if needs be. So yeah, let's go through and name them. Because we are just going to Huddersfield today. We may extend further. What do you mean we may extend further? Of course we're going to extend further. That's not how you spell Huddersfield. In your excitement, your sausage fingers are all over the place. Like a spider on roller skates. Marsden Moor Exhibition Centre can just simply be Marsden. Or Marden. Marsden. What is with your shoddy typing skills today? I don't know. Saddleworth Rangers and some letters. I'm sure that's something to do with a football club. Can simply be Greenfield. Despite the fact that I wasn't aware it's nowhere near Greenfield. It's on the other side of the valley. Mossley Park can simply be Mossley. I think, did it call Staley Bridge? No, West Hill School. Maybe not. Staley Bridge. Guide Bridge. Splendid. And where's this? This is Fairfield. Gorton. Sounds like a nice place, doesn't it? Gorton. Lovely. Ashbury's. And from Ashbury's you can actually see the Rock, the Regional Operations Centre, just about here. Seems to have been removed. It's a top secret location. I've just revealed it to all of you. Whoa, terrifying. So what we are actually going to do, we're going to put some new platforms in. And the reason for this is I thought it might be quite nice to keep the operators separate, such as TransPennine Express. That can't be 124 metres, surely not. If we move it over here, will it make a new platform? Ah, you see, that's made a new station. We don't want that to happen. We want that to, we want it to all be the same station. To jam as many lines in as we can, really, don't we? Well, 125 metres will suffice for now, won't it? Yeah, that'll do. It also means that we don't need that junction there if we're coming off on a separate line. We will do. There we go. I will have to have a bit of a play around with the junctions at some point, because... There we go, we'll build you to about there, and bring you up to... That'll do. I mean, it's about, what, 6 lines or so into Piccadilly? Maybe a few more? Probably a few more if you factor in the Mayfield goods loop and other bits and pieces and whatnot. We probably don't have enough trains to actually justify double tracking or quad tracking at this moment in time, but we'll do it anyway. There we go, splendid. It just means that the northern services aren't going to interrupt our wonderful TransPennine Express services. So we'll just build you straight out. See, if you build from track to station, you get this kind of ugly curve, whereas if you build station to track, you can kind of do it a bit better. There we go, build you along. Now I think we're going to have to quad track down here. Now it's not quad track in real life, but I've not found a way to properly timetable yet. I don't think there is. You can set how far you want your trains to be apart, which is excellent. You know, I like that, so they're not all bunched together. But what we don't seem to have is an option for like it to depart. I mean, we've got the clock at the top, Sunday 17:04, splendid, love it. But there's no option to like say I want you to wait here until 17:23, you know, something like that. Because if there was, you could timetable your stopping trains to run on the same line as your intercities, or your express regional trains, as it will be in the northern Powerhouse. You know, and they would all work in harmony together. You can't do that, sadly. Or you can't do that at the minute. I mean, like I said, this is an early access game, so if you're looking at this thinking, well, it's missing a whole load of features, don't write it off, because at a later date, it may include it. Oh, we're going to have to tunnel under here as well. That's the M60, he says. Yep, that is the M60. The railway does actually go underneath that. Goes underneath that as well at Guide Bridge, but if we can get away without a tunnel, then we will. The only reason I'm using a tunnel here is because you can't build an overpass over, you know, like there. You can't build it over a crossroad. It just doesn't let you. So we'll tunnel under. I think it does in real life, to be honest with you. We're going for kind of realism, but if it's not 100%, I can cope. So that's the line down to Hadfield there. We need a branch. Let's get a branch in. And this is where we branch off. There's a Freightliner depot here. Now, as freight is not a thing at this moment in time in NIMBY Rails, I don't believe that we will be doing anything with that. We might shove the depot in just for giggles and whatnot. There we go. We'll get some viaducts in here. This is actually all a viaduct. It is known as, let me just zoom out so I can see the name of the place, Duckinfield. That's the one. I always kind of imagine with Duckinfield, you know, they kind of didn't really know what to name it and just kind of looked at what they could see. Look, there are ducks in the field. What shall we call it? Duckinfield. Yeah, very, very imaginative there. There's also an Asda here. There's Asdas in lots of places, but if you were interested, there you go. There is an Asda. You'd see it from Duckinfield Viaduct. I mean, this is just what all the tourists miss out on, is this kind of level of real Manchester. Some could argue that it's... we'll go from Standedge this way. That's the line... oh no, we go over there. Yeah, branches off up here. That goes to Manchester Victoria via Ashton. I mean, we've kind of nearly gone through Ashton. But yeah, that line comes up here and down into Victoria. That's something that we're definitely going to build. But it might be for another day. So, Standedge Viaduct. We have a viaduct coming out of Standedge. Well, it's called Standedge Viaduct. It is a bridge. So we'll replicate that. Pop it in there. Pop an overpass in there. And then we go into Standedge Tunnel, which there is also Scout Tunnel, which is just past. And please don't, whatever you do, get used to this level of knowledge, because I can assure you it won't feature in every video. It just so happens that I work real life trains along this route, and I'm required to know about the route. So I can give you lots of interesting little factoids on this route. When we're doing journeys around Sheffield, it'll be, yeah, that's a bit of Sheffield, and oh, look over here, here's another bit of Sheffield, because that's my the extent of my Sheffieldian knowledge. But to be fair, I know that Scout Tunnel is round here, but it's not essential that we put it in. Because, yeah, we're going for realism, but tunnels cost a fortune. There we go, we'll bring you around there. And, yeah, tunnels cost an absolute arm and a leg, so if you can get away without doing tunnels, then that's what you want to do, really. And as there's no kind of land that's ruining our day in that sense, we'll go with no tunnels. There we go. We'll bring you out. Try and keep you. Can we get you up to 139? Yes, we can. Ooh, leaving Greenfield. That's an ugly corner. Let's see. Can we move the station? Yes. Just bring it round there. Try and get a less tight corner if we can. I mean, this is where our regional TransPennine services will eventually operate. Don't like that. About there. It's going to have to be a 100 and... Can we go for 110? Let's push 110. That curve is obviously not as severe in real life, but we are bound by the physics of the game, sadly. So while we're going to push for realism at every given opportunity, some things just won't happen. I hope I'm following the right bit. I think I am. It's that horrible moment where you realise you've gone off at a complete tangent. You're not in the place that you're meant to be. There we go. We can join those up nicely there. Splendid. So we have built up to Greenfield. We're roughly halfway to Huddersfield now. And yeah, let's keep pressing onward. Oh, come on, you can get through there. I think it's a tunnel, to be honest, but we're going to viaduct it on the basis of viaducting is a little bit cheaper. And I am conscious of the fact that we're racking up a big bill. You know, 128 million this is going to cost. And we haven't got Standedge Tunnel, which is arguably going to be the biggest cost of this project. Probably more than all the rest of the tracking altogether. Now, hang on, so here we've got Saddleworth Viaduct. We'll pop you in there. About there, that'll do. I appear to have lost the railway. Oh well, the map kind of goes a bit hazy in terms of railway, but I imagine that this is kind of a crossover over the railway, so we'll pop you in. That's a bit ugly, isn't it? Oh, let's just, yeah, we'll cross that off. Build you up there. Can we just connect you in a nice smooth curve? That'll do. I mean, the actual line speed up this bit of line is 85 miles an hour, so as long as we can kind of stick around that, that's fine. It's fine as far as I'm concerned, anyway. Let's build you up there. Through Diggle, and then that is roughly where the tunnel starts. Splendid. So we shall just connect the tunnel. Right, okay, so here we are. We come out of Standedge Visitor Centre. Can we overpass over that water? I think, to be honest, it comes through here, but for sake of argument, we're just going to not. On the basis of it's costing a fortune already. A bit of viaduct action in there to get over the canal. We do go over the canal, don't we? Yes, of course we do. You should really know that. There we go. That's acceptable. The tunnel. Oh, this is going to be a big one. Oh, dear me. That's costing a lot of money there. And of course you've got the tunnel not start. Yeah, you need to get rid of that. So the tunnel needs to start straight away. There we go. Then, nope, get rid of that. Start the tunnel from both ends. There we go. And then you can do the tunnel, which, oh my goodness me, it's costing so much money. There we go. That's Standedge Tunnel. It costs 110. I mean, if we take off 20 million for all the other little bits of tunnelling we've done, 110 million, so 90 million pounds. Oh, that's terrible. And there are 3 conflicts that are the wrong length. Where are the conflicts? How dare you? Oh, for Christ's sake. Can we move that? There we go. 2 conflicts the wrong length. Where are they? They'll be up here, won't they? Maybe not. Can you just... Oh, you can click them. Oh, this? I don't want that. Ah, you can actually delete. You don't just have to click Control-Z. What's happening with the old map? That's really useful to know. So the conflicts have gone. We can continue to build. It keeps getting stuck to the mouse. You know, when you right click to move, it keeps sticking. There we go, sir. Heading down the Culm Valley now. Up to Slough, which is, you're about there, aren't you? It goes a little bit hazy between Slough and Huddersfield, which is a bit of an annoyance, but we can kind of work it out between us, can't we? You come up there, up here. There's obviously that's some sort of bridge over the railway there. We'll just bring you straight up. Can we get you over there? Nope, you're going to have to be a viaduct. Of course you are. Just to keep the expenses nice and high. Link you up. There we go. So we've got to Slough, and then we're going to come down down here. Doesn't matter if there's a bit of a bend there. I know the speed drops, but 165 kilometres an hour is just excess of 100 miles an hour, so that's fine. Obviously, you've got quite a few viaducts down here, which if we don't have to replicate, I'm not going to replicate just because of sheer costs. Like here through Milnes Bridge, this is a massive walloping viaduct, but we're going to get away with not doing it. You can just have a few little overpasses. In terms of gameplay, you know, there'll be some of you out there that love realism, and you'll be, no, what on earth are you doing? You can't possibly do that. But if it saves us some pennies, that's gonna have to be a viaduct, isn't it? Damn it. Yeah, it depends on your trajectory in terms of the road as well as to whether you can get away with overpassing it. If you're too, if it's too much of an acute angle, as it very much were, then you're going to struggle. Right, so Huddersfield, we'll get a bit of track in there just in case we want to junction it. I don't know if you can do junctions underground. I don't know. There we go. Bend you round. Can we? No, you're too much of a sharp curve there. There we go. Oh, you've done that again. I don't want you to do that. Move the tunnel. There we go. Tunnel can go about there. Nope, that's not going to connect. That's not going to work. Tunnel from the other end, please. Where are we? Tunnels. There we go. Get a bit of tunneling in there, and then connect the two. I apologise if you can hear screaming in the background. That is my parrot, not a small child that I'm just neglecting. So there we go. We have built Huddersfield to Manchester, and it's cost us 289 million. Well, let's get it built before I change my mind. Clunk. It's all in. Now, let's get into, what are we on? 17. We can get some trains built, get some lines built. So, here we go. Create a new line. We're going to go with this kind of pale bluey sort of affair. Now, I can't get the lines the same every time because it doesn't give you a pre-made selection. You're just always confronted with this rainbow nonsense. So, yeah, we're going to struggle in that sense. Now, the TP, which is Manchester to Huddersfield, this is the stopping train. I'm going to go with £4 and then 0.5 per kilometre. That'll do. I mean, you can play around with this and kind of get it to how you want it to be. Now, the first stop out of Manchester is, of course, Stalybridge. Why have I put those stations in if we're not using them for the time being? That's because we will be using them in the future, and it makes sense to do a bit of future-proofing. Doesn't cost an arm and a leg. So, yeah, we will do that. Ripondon, it's not Ripondon, it's Marsden. You've clicked the wrong one there. Less haste, more speed, please. And down to Huddersfield, there. Then back up to Slough, Marsden, through the tunnel that cost us a fortune. And we didn't even need to tunnel it, because this game, of course, at this moment in time, does not take into account gradients. So we could have just built a line over there. But for the sake of realism, we probably wouldn't have got under that road, to be honest with you, on an overpass. So, yeah, for sake of realism, there we go. Brilliant. Exciting. Smashing. Now, estimated travel times, ideal speed, we'll go with 100 kilometres an hour. I mean, it takes 40 minutes, roughly, to get from Manchester to Huddersfield on the stopping train. So that's taking 46 minutes and 35, you'll see there, 42 minutes. Let's actually put up to 120, because that takes 39 minutes 55. 30 seconds waiting places. Interval times. What really annoys me, you cannot set a 60-minute interval. Please, 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 Mr. Carlos, if you are watching this, change that, because most trains in UK run at an hourly interval. I mean, you've looking at TransPennine Express, for instance, as we're building that route. The stopper runs once an hour. The Hull service, once an hour. The Scarborough service, once an hour. So you can't do that. I mean, the saving grace is you can run them at a 59-minute interval. But obviously, it's not 60 minutes, is it? That extra minute makes all the difference. So, if it's going to take an hour and 7 minutes to do a full round trip, then we're going to need 3 units on that, aren't we? Are we going to? An hour to get there and back. We'll shove 2 on, and if we need more, we'll put 3 on. So what trains have we got? We've got the stock trains. We're going to use the KU231 again. Because it's the only thing that can even do slightly. I mean, we could use the sepia. That's going to be. No, we'll use the KU. No, do you know what? We'll use the sepia. There's a lot of. We've used the KU. The sepia can be the TransPennine train. So let's. Base colour can be this kind of grey, silvery number that we've got going on. Pick a decal. That'll do. How many units? Oh, do you know what? Let's have 2. 28 million, that's fine. And yeah, I have actually figured out how to do the timetable. So this will be waiting in a depot. First, store in the depot. That's why I had to build Longsight depot. So we'll store there, please. Pick depot, store there. I know it would usually use Hardwick, but we'll put Hardwick in later. New bit of timetabling. So at 4, we'll go with 450. That's going to come out of the depot, and it's going to run a line, Manchester to Huddersfield, at 450. we need another new slot at about 2300 or 2200, that'll do. No, 2300, we'll run it a bit later. And there we want you to go back to the depot. So we're only running a service until 11 o'clock at night. There we go, back there please. Copy the day's schedule, paste it every day. Excellent. Now, what we want to do, paste this on Monday. We're then going to, because that train's going to be running an hour apart, we'll move that to 5:50. And then that can move to midnight. We'll leave that on 11 o'clock, so we'll just run back empty stock. But that one will start at 5:50, so they will be starting from the depot an hour apart. So hopefully that will work. Now what I have just realised is that there's no way for them to get from the depot to here, onto the lines that they need. So we shall sort that. Copy the day, paste it every day. You can do multiple trains simultaneously. Yeah, I've not really experimented with that, to be honest with you, too much. So can we yeah. The junction building kind of confuses me. I mean, it's easily done, but yeah, build you there. Can we? No, you're not going to give me that, are you? Right, well, we'll delete that. Well, what we'll do... Oh, the TransPennine's off. Is he... oh, he could get round there, couldn't he? Yeah, that's fine. So, nope, stop building track. That's fine. Well, there we go. That's where we are. We can jump onto the train. There we are. It's a 4-carriage train. It can carry 280 people, and it's doing over 100 miles an hour over Piccadilly South Junction, which I don't believe a train's ever gone more than 100 miles an hour over that junction. If it has, then the management will probably have words with said driver. But yeah, there we go. NIMBY Rails, episode 2. Really, really hope you enjoyed it, and I've successfully managed to get a train running, which we didn't in the last episode. So I really hope you've enjoyed it. Make sure if you have, you click that like button so that it helps the video, and more videos, more viewers. Happier Joe, hooray! Of course, do subscribe if you like the series and you want to follow it, which I'm telling you now, you are going to want to follow this, because, I mean, look at that. The north of England's railways finally in 1-to-1 scale. That's what we want. Other than that, I shall hopefully see you next time. Cheerio. Goodbye for now.